Okay, welcome to Wild Ace Outdoors. Going to do a quick tutorial on this 1 minute nymph. I like to use this in a very fast water, generally fishing out of boats, trying to get it down deep. A lot of times I tell people it's not necessarily your fly choice, but where it's getting fished. So if that thing's not getting down, getting way buried down in the rocks, you're losing a bunch of them. A lot of times you're not getting down to those trout. So this is a good fly. It takes no time at all to tie. You're not going to be sad when you snag it up, pop it off on the bottom, throw another one on, keep rolling. So starting out, I've got a little 18 jig hook right there. I generally like to use this, I think these are Umpquas here, but they're a comp jig hook. There's the model number there if you want to look it up, but it's a very durable. It's got a little bit of give to it. They bend instead of break, which is nice. The bead I have on there is from beartooth fly fishing. That's right here in Ennis, Montana, but that's a little Dazzle brass bead, 7/64. That's in rainbow. That's my base for this. So I'm starting out, just wrap it down with thread. And I've said before, this isn't going to be a pretty fly. This is a usable fly, right? This is a bit more of a guide tie where I'm less focused on the absolute perfection and a little bit more worried about quantity. So wrap that down. I like using this red Danville thread. Or I guess actually that's GSP there. Next we're going to add just a little bit of partridge hackle, about that much. I like a little bit stiffer tail because again we're in kind of fast water. Cuts a bit of profile. This is a perfect fly for rivers like the Madison here that are freestone, fast moving. Our trout are just looking for something right in their face. Get that tail nice and straight. Leave that up there so it creates a little bit of bulk later. Next, I've got a bit of a tangle here. This is Midge Diamond Braid. I get this also from Beartooth. They bring this out in a lot of different colors. You got black, got this pearl. This is one of my favorites too, is that color. It's like a root beery looking color. That one's really good, like over on the Big Hole, Beaverhead. I kind of like this pearl the best though for the Madison, which that's what I'm tying for right now, is getting ready for my season starting up. So start it there, wrap it forward. You know, kind of going for some bulk towards the front because I want to build this up very similar to, this is basically a quick version of a perdigon. So instead of like dealing with epoxy and everything like that, we're just wrapping this forward, trying to crank these out as fast as we can. It helps a lot if you go ahead, put your beads on your little jig hooks before you start. That's honestly probably the slowest process, is just digging those little hooks out, digging those little tiny beads out. Okay, I'm gonna get it up to here. Now this is where I'm gonna start bulking it up just a little bit. And remember, do this in stages, don't wander all over the place. So I'm going back to about the mid thorax there, and then I'm bringing it back forward again. And then we'll cut that distance in about half. So right there. Maybe just 3 wraps back. I'm going to bring that back forward because I want that head nice and bulky. Because more than likely they're going to be eating this for a mayfly nymph, but when I make that head a little bit bulkier like that, it doubles as a great looking caddis worm. A lot of our caddis in our rivers out west here, anything from that 18 to 16 is just the bread and butter. There's a million of those things in there. And even though it does have a bit more of a mayfly tail like that on it, just having that nice rounded down profile, that part right there is your caddis worm. They'll eat it for that too. Okay, I'm just going to throw a quick whip fish on it. Behind the bead is your easiest way. I don't like bringing it out front, gets all messy. Make sure that actually gets down in that slot. I just like using red because I think it's a great trigger. I've had fish, I swear, literally just trigger on that and nothing else on that fly. I'm going to do just one more once I get it cinched down, because I don't use any head cement because I can time faster. Every once in a while I have a fly that'll fall apart on me, but that's just part of the process. Cut that off right there, and there you go. You got your 1 minute nymph. Go out, chuck that thing wherever you want with no worries about losing it. Have fun.